took my resume. He was like, why would I hire you? He was like, you didn't finish college. You have like very limited experience at like your shitty fucking uncle's restaurant. He literally said that. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
So you come back to the States. Did you go back to New York?
I went back to New York, and I literally I had called my professor. I was like, hey, I'm not going to continue. So that study abroad was like, it made me realize, hey, college is not for me. And I always had a creative mind, and I always loved working with my hands. And so I dropped out of college and then went into a restaurant. And one of the first, for me, I was like delusional. I don't know what I was thinking, but I applied for a job at one of the hardest restaurants to work at the time, was called Netta in New York City. This is before like the whole omakase tasting thing kind of took off, or chef's table and all of that. So Netta was opened by two chefs from Masa, which was at that time the only 3-star Michelin Japanese restaurant in the country. So I was like, you know what? These are the people that I want to work with, because these are the pioneers of the space, and I want to work with them. And what ended up happening was that, you know, I literally sat there, and for me, I was like, listen, you have 0 to lose, but you have a lot to gain. And he was like, what do you mean? He was like, you have somebody that is going to work their fucking ass off, and you have no idea what you're going to pass off if you let me walk out this door. And he was like, who the hell is this guy?
I like it though.
And then because of that confidence, I mean, granted, I don't know where that confidence came from, but because I didn't have the skill set, but basically he let me in and took me under his wing for the next several years and kind of nurtured me to become this kind of the chef brain that I have is because of this individual. The way he is super hyper focused, hyper detailed, and how he thinks about everything in terms of how to organize stuff. I essentially became him as a result. But as a way to become this chef, he had to break me down and then like break all the bad habits and like all of the, you know, the ego that was that came along with it. It's like you're nobody. You have nothing. You've been through nothing, and like I'm gonna show you the way, but it has to be my way. And at the time, I hated it. I hated every second of it. But the masochist in me saw the long-term effects of being with somebody that is so hyper successful in this field. And I was like, you know what? Like, that's who I want to be. I want to be on top of the mountain one day, and this is the person that's going to take me there.
Do you feel like that's where the confidence came from? It was the knowing that was your purpose, like that you knew you wanted to be that?
Yeah. I do think that looking back, but at the time I would say it was a lot more difficult to think of it in that way. It was just more about like putting my head down, grinding, and I'm like, in my head it's like, what else am I gonna do? Like everything else in my life I've kind of quit, you know, the piano, the cello, like whatever it may be.
Here's the truth. Most people are walking around chronically dehydrated, and the water they're drinking to fix it is actually working against them. It's stripped of minerals, or it's loaded with contaminants and microplastics, and it's all coming from these plastic bottles. So you're drinking more, but you're getting less. So my team and I, we fixed that. We created No Days Off Premium Water. We take it through an 8-step reverse osmosis process. It comes out contaminant-free, PFAS-free, microplastic-free. Then we put back what your body actually needs: calcium, magnesium, and potassium. The electrolytes you sweat out, and the minerals that run over 300 reactions in your body. We balance it to an 8.1 alkaline pH for hydration that works at the cellular level. And we can it in aluminum, never plastic. So nothing leaches out into your water, and nothing sits in the landfill. That's the hack. Hydration done the right way. Not more water, better water. But I'll be straight with you. Water is only half of it. The other half is showing up and doing the work. No days off. That's the whole reason this brand exists. So here's what I want to do for you. If you're local to, or even just visiting, Nashville or Miami, I want to give you a free workout at Legacy. On us. No catch. You come in, you train with our team, you feel what No Days Off is all about. So if you're serious about your health and you're anywhere near Nashville or South Florida, come see us. Book a free session at legacyfit.com. Walk into legacy and tell us the big dog sent you. We'll take care of the rest.